Welcome back, Magic Tribe. This is the Majik Life, and I am Nina Diedrich, the Magic Mom, and welcome to our Sunday edition of this Majik Life live stream. I hope each and every one of you are doing amazing, and today we're going to do a really fun storyboard reading. I'm going to just randomly pick cards out of the tarot box. I'm going to try and get one out of every single deck. I believe I have 20 right now. I just gifted one to my oldest daughter for her 23rd birthday the other day. So I'm currently looking for a replacement. So if any of you guys have a good suggestion for a new deck for the channel, either put it in the chat or put it in the comment section below. And also let me know what sort of a time works best for you, whether you would rather have a early morning live stream or a late evening live stream, because my schedule is getting a little bit tricky this week. So I'm definitely not going to be able to do the middle of the day anymore. So I'm going to have to either get up super early or do it around 9 or 10 p.m. So let me know which way works best for you. And in case I forgot to say it at the beginning, thank you for joining me in this space. You guys mean the world to me. All right, so we're going to start this off with a card out of the Woman Runes deck by Molly Reamer from Bridget's Grove. She has an Etsy shop. I linked it in one of my previous videos. I'm not sure exactly which one it was, but it's in there somewhere. I'm going to go ahead and read this card out of the book, and then we are going to get this started. Also, if you would like me to answer any questions for you live, please put them in the chat box in capital letters, and I will answer them at the end of this. If not, we're just going to continue with the collective reading. Oh, and there goes our first card. Okay. Uh-oh, my nose is itching already. That's a good sign. Grab the book. You should be better prepared. You'd think after like almost 1,000 videos that I would be more organized. But, you know, this is the really real world and life. Ooh, I love this card. The 13. Beauty. This is a beautiful number. This is the divine feminine representation, and this is also the flying woman card. This is about transformation and reaching our highest potential. This is also kind of the Phoenix card. It's about death and rebirth and change, whether you're literally changing everything about yourself and shape-shifting. I have definitely done that more than once in my Scorpio journey, or whether you're just making little changes here and there. But let's read it, what it says out of the book. And 13 also breaks down to the number 4, which is about stability in our life too as well. Okay, so here's the card again. And it says, this is the rune of transformation, death and rebirth, shape-shifting and change. Move this microphone. There we go. And it says, becoming, becoming, becoming. Transforming, transforming, transforming. Unearthing, unearthing, unearthing. Being born again and again. Isn't transformation the very work of being, the very work of the soul, the very fabric of theology, community, sisterhood, friendship, relationship, and personhood? Transformation, the core of life, the purpose of being. So what does becoming mean to you? Let it never mean you are somehow less than whole in this very moment. Each breath you take is a transformation. Each morning that dawns holds the promise of rebirth. And each stone you flip, each page you turn, each word you type, it is all part of the fabric of transforming, becoming, and changing. Change is constant. Sometimes change is scary and unwelcome. Sometimes you want to jump up and dance naked with it in the moonlight. You may want to hold on, to cling to something permanent. But the only thing that is really permanent is that unfolding, unwinding, deconstructing, deconstricting, unclenching, and releasing. So let go, so you can watch what emerges. You can dance with her, sing with her, fly with her, cry with her, resist her, ignore her, embrace her, and become her. The flying woman. She's ready to go. Are you ready? Can you flow with the tide and ebb with the moon? Dance at the edge of pain? Howl with your potential? Respond to the rhythm played by your heart? So join hands with your sisters. Stretch out glad arms to the children and then spin. Spin together in this beautiful, glorious, terrifying, magnificent, exhilarating, exhausting, amazingly eternal dance of life, in time, in space, and in love. And honestly, that is the utter and complete representation of what this channel is all about. Becoming who you are and being the example for those that are watching you so that we can all become together the meaning of this new world by being the change that we want to see and setting that example. So throw your arms open wide and spin, because together we're weaving the fabric of new earth. Beautiful. I can't think of a better card to have started this off with. So let's continue with a card from the Starseed deck by Nari Anastasia. I'm going to try really, really hard to just get one out of each deck. Although, Spirit will do as it wills. There it goes. One of the portal cards. I love these. This one is advancement, and it says a strong energy is propelling you forward, so follow the stirrings of your heart. Beautiful. And let's continue with the Divine Doors deck. This is by Andresh and Gracia, and these are mini decks I got off of Amazon. They're only, I want to say like $12 a piece. They were pretty inexpensive if you're looking for a really awesome beginner oracle deck. Oh, I love this store. It says, Morning Memory. Its healing gift runs a destined course. The morning dawn, our inspired source. It says, meditate under the sun. So there you have your very first recommendation. Hopefully you are also enjoying a bright sunny day like we are here in just outside of New Orleans. It's been pretty amazing, although it's very, very hot and very, very humid. So far we have morning memory and a recommendation about meditating under the sun. Maybe what we need to be meditating about is our transformation into our highest aspect, our advancement, just as the Starseed card said. Now, I'm going to reach into the box, and first we're going to pull from the Soul Truth deck by Brianna Hovey, and we're going to get a question from our soul. And here it is. Ooh, what is the most limiting belief keeping me from what I want right now? That is an amazingly awesome question to be asking yourself. So what story are you telling yourself? When you think about your dreams, what is the first limiting thought that comes to your mind? If you're not living the life you desire, it's because a part of you doesn't believe it's possible. So today, it's time to upgrade. Your soul action, besides meditating under the sun, is to look your belief in the eye. Where did it come from? What new beliefs are you ready to adopt in its place? And how will this change your results? Remember, your belief is the root of your result. So own it, heal it, and upgrade it. Because this is ultimately about our advancement, isn't it? Beautiful. Next, we're going to get one out of Esther and Jerry Hicks' Law or Money and Law of Attraction deck. And our number is 54. Remember, appreciation and gratitude are different vibrational states. And this is something that definitely does get confused very often. People like to stick appreciation and gratitude into the same box, but gratitude is usually something that's more reserved for things that we really need and when we actually receive them, whereas appreciation is more about just observing what is. Hello, Ronnie. Welcome. Happy Sunday. So this coming out with the Flying Woman card and the Meditate Under the Sun card and the Advancement card and the question, which is about what is the most limiting belief keeping you from what you want right now. Maybe it has something to do with the mix-up between gratitude and appreciation. So let's see what Esther has to say about this. Or I should say, what Abraham has to say about it. So, when you feel gratitude, often you're looking at a difficulty that you have overcome, but there's still some of that struggle vibration present. The state of appreciation is seeing whatever you're looking at through the eyes of Source. You could walk down a crowded street with all kinds of things that a lot of other people would find reason to criticize or worry about, and you would not have access to them because your vibration of appreciation is picking out for you things of a different vibrational nature, right? So when you're focusing on all of the things that are wrong instead of all of the things that are right, which is definitely a larger handful, despite what it looks like, the universe will bring you more of those things because it thinks that's what you want, right? The universe just gives us what we ask for, good or bad is irrelevant, because, you know, what is just what is. And it's our job to pick and choose out of what is, what works for us, and not based on what other people say is going to work for us either. We have to really follow our hearts in that. And instead, we very often get stuck in those limiting beliefs, like people telling us that, well, we'll never amount to anything, or you can't make money doing that, or if you're offering a service, it's not right to take money in exchange, which is something that very often comes up in the spiritual circles, right? A lot of us get stuck in that lack mentality. We think that because we're here to help humanity overcome, right? We should be doing that for free. But in that way, you're instead draining your cup instead of offering an energetic exchange, you know, so eventually that will just drain you of all the energy that you have instead of in keeping it going in a circle, right? So when people offer you compliments or tips or things like that, don't say no to that, because that's just the universe trying to give back to you for something that you've already given. You don't need to earn it. Okay? Let me say that again. You don't need to earn it. And I'm saying that just as much to myself as I am to all of you. It's something we all kind of have to wrap our heads around especially those of us who are empaths and, psychics and things like that. It's very hard for us to accept money, especially in exchange for something that we just give freely. But you have to keep a balance there. And 2020 is definitely all about balancing, right? It's about seeing what works and what doesn't, and making those transformational adjustments accordingly. All right, moving on to our next deck, which is the Wild Unknown Tarot by Kim Krons. Ooh, and we get the Mother of Swords card. And I'm actually going to reach behind me and I'm going to read her meaning out of this book, just because Kim Krons has a really awesome message. If you ever have time to look up her story, she wrote this as a way of relieving her immense depression. And that's where these cards were created for and from. So let's see, Mother of Swords. Okay, so the Mother of Swords is about being sharp and perceptive. I'm just going to show this to you really quick. You can always read it after I do. And you're welcome very much, Ronnie. Very often the confirmation I need comes out in confirmation for all of you as well, because we're all on this together, right? So the Mother of Swords card says, and also if this is your personal spirit animal, excuse the cars outside, sorry, I forgot to shut the window again. Here it is. The card says, you'll often find the Mother of Swords putting her sharp perceptions to use as a therapist, doctor, or teacher. She's extremely experienced and knowledgeable in her field. Some think of her as all-seeing. This card can sometimes represent a woman going through a difficult time. She may be recently widowed or divorced, and usually without children. And during this time, there's potential for her criticism to soar. So make sure you're not getting sucked into the shadow aspect of the Queen of Swords by being too overly critical about yourself, because I honestly think that has more to do with this than us being overly critical about others. It's about us being overly critical about our own experiences. Instead, be grateful and appreciate where you have come from by acknowledging where you are right now in this ever-present moment. All right, next, let's go to the Sacred Traveler Oracle by Denise Lynn. And we get Gates of Triumph. Oh, I love this card. Success expands in your life, as it does in all of ours. So that's two sort of portal cards that we've gotten today about advancement, right? The Starseed card was also about advancement, and the Gates of Triumph card is about us realizing that we have hit that pinnacle of where we wanted to be a few years ago. And suddenly we're looking out and we're realizing that we're exactly where we wanted to be then. But we've already created so many more goals about where we want to be in the future, right? And we're kind of sitting in that precipice between the old life and the new one. And we're getting ready to step through that. Let's get one from the Everyday Witch Tarot by Deborah Blake next. Ooh, the King of Wands. So, the King of Wands is ready to make some decisions. This is right before the King of Swords, where it's about taking the actions over the decisions. But right now, this is the planning stage. Excuse the dog drinking water. She's really loud. Hopefully that's not as loud for you guys as it is for me. So you can see the King of Wands here basically teaching the cat or explaining to the cat what the plan is going to be for the future, right? Stella, you have to drink the whole bowl? Goodness. She's still mad at me because every time I go live, she starts being all naughty. I thought I was being sneaky and starting it while she was asleep, but it didn't work. All right, let's get one from the Moonology deck, which is by Yasmin Boland. Ooh, we get the full moon in Capricorn. The end of a tough cycle approaches. Beautiful. So this is definitely about completions. Let's grab the book for that one. These ones always have such awesome info in them. I really love the way that they did this. Okay, so full moon in Capricorn. There it is. Just moved right past it. And I love how they drew the zodiac signs inside the moon. That's such cool. Okay, so it says, how hard are you willing to work for what you want? This card is reminding you that effort is required. Work issues may be about to come to a head when this card comes up. If you're wondering if you should stay in your job or leave, this card can be a strong sign to make an exit. The end of a rough time is forecast. This card also asks you to consider how ambitious you are and whether you're prepared to pull out all the stops to make your professional dreams come true without being ruthless. With a love question, this card can be a call to face reality. So whatever situation you're asking about, making a plan will help. If your personal life is troubled, prioritize it more. To attune to this moon, release control and trust the universe. Additional meanings for this card are a professional project may be ending now, or admit if you have been overly hard-headed or hard-nosed, or find a balance between your personal and private lives. And it's time to stop fearing the worst. Ooh, that one kicked me in my feels. The teaching of this card says, the full moon in Capricorn has a very strong work ethic and energy and will more than likely come up when you're asking a professional question. If your question is about another matter, it will serve as a much needed reminder to move through any feelings of hopelessness you may have been feeling about your situation. And this applies no matter when you draw the card. Making a plan is a far better use of your time. And weren't we just talking about that with the King of Wands, about making plans? So as we're stepping through this portal, this gate of triumph, we need to be making plans about where we want to be in the future as well, by being grateful for where we've been and appreciating how far we still can go. So identify what is the most limiting belief keeping you from what you want right now. Meditate in the sun about it. And then that way you can embody the entirety of this card, right? This is transformation. This is our highest aspect. Okay. Now, our next deck is the Steampunk Tarot. Oh, I'm sorry. The Steampunk Tarot is by Barbara Moore. The Everyday Witch Tarot is by Deborah Blake. I'm sorry. I think I said that wrong. I might not have. I don't remember. Either way. 5 of Cups. Stop looking at the spilled milk. Just mop it up and realize you still have 3 full cups. A little bit of a reprimand from the universe. Ooh. That stung a little. All right. Earth Magic deck by Stephen D. Farmer. We get the River card, movement. So this is definitely about us going with the flow. Remember, we're supposed to be following the path of least resistance. So if things look hard right now, pause, take a deep breath, and then look around you for an easier path. Because the road less traveled does not necessarily have to mean it's the most difficult. All right, Nature's Whisper Oracle. Ooh, bingo. Inner truths. And look at the choices here. Weren't we just talking about the path less traveled and how it's the easiest one to get to where we want? Which path would you choose in this case? Nice. I love that, Ronnie. All right, so this is also the 16 card. 17 is about us expanding into the infinite possibilities of our life and its processes. So let's grab the book. These are by Angela Hartfield and Josephine Wall, if I forgot to say it. And the Inner Truths card says, I just love the artwork in these two. They're amazing. There is a lot of depths to your feelings. You are on your way to understanding your feelings and desires more clearly. The next steps on your path will soon reveal themselves. Stay vigilant to new opportunities that may lead to the beginnings of novel projects or assist with current ventures. Look around you and within you. Be willing to do the work at the deepest level, as you will find jewels of wisdom, knowledge, and the inner voice all waiting patiently to assist you. Nature's crystals are created deep within the earth, so go deep and find your own treasures. Right? It's like we learned from Neil Donald Walsh. Go within or go without. And this is definitely not about us going without right now. We're definitely supposed to be diving in with both feet and discovering who and what we really are and what we want to become in the future. And the easiest, most magical way to do that is, well, we all want to live the magic life, right? Okay, our next deck is the what is this one? Soul Coaching Cards by Denise Lynn. I love Denise Lynn. Oh my goodness, we've been getting this one a lot this week. Faith. My life is divinely guided. Remember. And the universe is not going to give you a hard path. The universe is going to give you the easy one. We're supposed to go with the flow. And water even takes the path of least resistance, right? So pull that oar up and stop trying to go upstream. Go with the flow. And which one are these? The Deviant Moon Tarot by Patrick Valenza. I love this one. We get, the Page of Swords. So another swords. Cutting through the bullshit to find your truth. There is a message today that you're supposed to hear. The question is, are you listening? Next is The Universe Has Your Back Has Your Back Oracle cards by Gabrielle Bernstein. And we get, in any moment I can surrender to the powerful presence of love through prayer, contemplation, and stillness. Bingo! The Sacred Path cards by Linda Childers and Jamie Sams. We get the giveaway ceremony and the 43. So, release. Give it up to God. Today's the day, right? And it is Sunday after all. Hopefully you are enjoying your days off. And for those of you who are working, we love you all beyond measure. And we are sending all of the energy we can until you as well can rest. But for now, we have another 7. Intuitively, you already know what it is you need to give it away. Self-doubt, self-criticism, self-sabotage. Pick one. Anyone will work. Shame, guilt, fear. Fear is false evidence appearing real, right? So are you living through a state of lack? Or are you remembering that all your wants and needs are met above and beyond your greatest expectation because everything is always working out for you? Faith, right? Let's get a card from the crystal deck. These are Crystal Intentions Oracle by Margaret Ann Limbo. Ooh, we get Ruby and Fuchsite. I attract romance filled with divine love, and I have a healthy sex life. That is definitely something to appreciate as well as be grateful for. It says, sexual and sensual vibrancy, increase passion for life and in relationships, attract spiritually aligned romance, love, and your soulmate. So if you don't have one of these, go find one at your closest rock shop. And also, our sexuality and our sensuality are good indications of where our vibration sits, right? Because a lot of times when we're having problems with libido and things like that, and feelings of self-worth or lack of self-worth, they usually have some sort of sexual issue also along with that too. All right. Ooh, we're down to the affirmators cards. All right, we're going to go family, love and relationships, and then general. Oh, we're going to get a second family card because we got a bonus. There's only 10 in this deck, so. All right. We got bonding and comfort. Oh, I like that. Okay, so remember, my friends, when you're thinking about your families right now, you didn't choose the branches in your family tree, but you can choose to get to know them better. It seems there's the potential for a budding friendship somewhere in there, and all it will take to get it going is some watering and fertilizer, provided you don't mind handling a little bit more family crap. So sidle up to the next horseshoe game or ham roast. I don't know your rituals. And ask some slightly more interesting than average, or decidedly personal and borderline invasive questions. You'll be surprised what conversation grows through that pond. Comfort says, I take comfort in the level of comfort that comes from being around people who have known me since I was in braces, diapers, utero. When I'm this comfortable, I can just be me. And when I'm just me, I remember what a lovely, comfy old pair of acid-washed jeans I am, right? The favorite ones with the holes in them. You know, the ones we can't wear out in public anymore because they show off our tushies. That is the bond that you're looking for. And while we very often find those in our family groups, some of us don't have that option. So it's really nice to be able to find that through channels like this. So thank you, all of you, for those of you who feel like my favorite pair of jeans when you show up. Hopefully, when you show up here, you feel the same way about us here at this channel too as well. Okay, so this has been an extremely cohesive message. I may continue to do it just like this. Every card that has come up has been linked somehow to the same ultimate message, right? Get in touch with who you are. Have faith that the universe is behind you every step of the way. Take comfort in those bonding moments, especially those ones with your own soul, because, well, your soul is the oldest pair of genes you have, and no one else knows you better than you. So isn't it time to make friends with yourself? I know I've been doing a whole lot of that myself lately. Because sometimes this is a lonely journey, and we need to find what comfort we can, when we can, with who we can, especially if it's with ourselves. So release all those bad feelings that you have yourself about your own self. They hurt your soul more than you can ever realize. So no more self-doubt, no more self-criticism, no more self-sabotage, and a whole hell of a lot more self-love are on the agenda. Now, let's get one from the Love and Relationships deck. Pleasure. Ooh, this kind of goes with our crystal of the day, doesn't it? Because we are going to give ourselves permission to feel pleasure today. And we're going to let that pleasure rush into our life in a decadent display of over-the-top abundance. And then we're going to realize that pleasure has been waiting at our door for a long time. It's just that pleasure doesn't knock on doors because loud noises aren't super pleasant. So make sure you're opening the door an invitation to your own pleasure today and every day. And from the general deck, clarity. Because I think the universe is about to repeat my previous words. Stopping to listen to your inner self, you can easily separate your intuition from your mental chatter. And the clarity of your intuition is a sweet, simple fruit that tastes familiar. And the mental chatter is a confusing, bitter rind that we're all going to peel off and chuck into the garbage or the compost heap if our mental chatter happens to be organic, right? So how about we all do that together? It's time to peel off that rind, that self-imposed awfulness that we get from society and from listening to other people. And it's time for us to remember this morning memory, right? Because its healing gift runs a destined course. The morning dawn, our inspired source. Even after the darkest night, the light will still shine again. Right? I love it. All right. As a bonus, let's pick one more card out of the Woman Runes deck, and I'm going to read that one out of the book as well, just to close out this Sunday edition of Majik Life live stream. All right? Here we go. And we had the 13, and now we are advancing to the 14, the cauldron. This is the rune of alchemy, temperance, centeredness, discipline, art, containment. This is the vessel into which we are going to put all of the things that we want to create. And we are removing from it all of those things that no longer serve that purpose. All right. That's crazy that I pulled a consecutive card. But the universal message is the message I bring to all of you, isn't it? So I don't know why I keep being surprised by it. All right. This is the rune of alchemy, temperance, centeredness, discipline, art, containment. This rune is a rune to turn to when you don't know exactly what to do. Take it to the cauldron. Stir it up. Let it bubble. Let it boil. Let it percolate. Let it stew. Let it meld together with its companions until it emerges as something richer, deeper, more complex and flavorful than what originally went into the pot. Let it cook until you taste with spicy certainty exactly what is called your name, what awaits your flame and what sings your song and what strums your heart. The cauldron holds a promise, it holds potential, and it holds that which you are already cooking. This is a rune of alchemy and transformation. What pieces are you holding? What can you contribute to the greater whole, and what can you share with others? What flavor do you add to the mix? Bring it. Show up. Be counted. Do not be afraid to share. This is a rune of focus and discipline, of centering yourself deep within your body, of taking your thoughts down out of the mind and into your pelvis instead. What is she telling you? What does she want? What does she need? Most importantly, what does she know? When you receive this rune, something is waiting to be blended. Something is waiting to be dished up. Something is waiting to be offered. Something is waiting to be created. You are the container for the emerging brew. So get ready for the feast. Hold your promise over hot coals and watch it bubble to life. Amen to that, right? That is an epic song. So, my friends, there you have the message. The dish being served up is your transformation into your highest aspect. So, what limiting belief is holding you back? And what are you ready to let go of today? Remember, all your wants and needs are met above and beyond your greatest expectation because everything is always working out for you. And until next time, may favor follow you wherever you go, as does my love. Bye, everyone. I love you too.